back to Season 2 of the Recovery Daily Podcast, where we peel back the layers of our lives, celebrate the little victories, and embrace growth and joy within our struggles. Here's your host, Rachel Miller, sharing her journey through stroke recovery, sobriety, and self-discovery.
Hello and welcome back to the Recovery Daily Podcast. It is a beautiful day to strengthen our recovery. And I'm thrilled to embark on this new listener challenge of 2024. So this month, I'm introducing a listener challenge that is very close to my heart, and that is a gratitude journal challenge. But before I talk about that, I'm going to go into how that works and what the whole listener challenge is. But before I do, I wanted to mention the book of the month. So I'm also introducing a book every month that is related to recovery. And so by listening to this book, so the book is Catherine Gray's The Unexpected Joy of Being Sober. And it looks like she's got a bunch of different The Unexpected Joy of books, or I think it's The Unexpected Joy of, and she's got several books, I think. And I'm listening on Audible because of my vision impairment. So it is available on Audible. And what is interesting to me as I just started it yesterday, and as I'm starting to listen to it, what I'm trying to do is also look at it from the perspective of a stroke survivor and see what kind of similarities are there between, like, she's talking about the joy of of living a sober life, of accepting that she has this disease and that she has to accept that this is something she cannot do. Well, I have drawn parallels quite easily between my sobriety and my stroke recovery over the past 6 months. So what I want to do is try to listen to this book from the perspective of a stroke survivor and see, is it possible to find similarities in her story to giving up that part of her life, to giving up whatever, disability that we have after a stroke. So it's just a little interesting exercise that I'm going to take part in this month. So if you are not somebody who's a part of a sobriety program, then it's probably still quite enlightening to listen to the book. I hear that it is very candid and humorous and insightful as she learns how to resurface joy in her life. And that's something that I talk about a lot. It's interesting how when I gave up drinking, I thought I was giving up fun in my life when actually I was doing quite the opposite. I was welcoming real, true fun and joy into my life. So every month I'm going to be introducing a book for what is called the Reads and Recovery segment. And I will announce it on the podcast. I'll also post it on social media, and I'll put it on my website, what the book of the month is. And so if you want to participate, any of these books, I think for the first quarter, January, February, March, we're going to focus on sobriety books. I've already posted on the website the book for February. And all the books are going to be focused on recovery, mental health, and wellness. So it's a special kind of book club where we're going to hopefully experience more wisdom and courage from shared experiences, that come in the shape of a book. So so join me and listen in. And the book is a testament really to joys that are waiting for us on during, I don't like to say on the other side of the struggle, but during, through, and beyond change and the struggles that we face. So the discussion of the book will be on January 29th episode. And if you read the book or listen to the book and you have some insights that you want to share, you can email me at rachel@recoverydailypodcast.com. You can go to my website, recoverydailypodcast.com, and fill out the contact form, or you can send me a message on any one of the social media sites that you see me on, platforms that you see me on, and tell me your feedback on the book, and I'll include it in the discussion episode on January 29th. So that's Reads and Recovery. Again, the book is Catherine Gray's book called The Unexpected Joy of Being Sober. So I hope to get some participation there. So back to our listener challenge. So this month is the Gratitude Journal Challenge. And as you know, I picked an easy one for me because I've been doing gratitudes. I call them my gratefuls. I've been doing my gratefuls for over 5 years now. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. So I used to get so caught up in things that sucked in my life that I just totally stopped pausing. I did not stop and smell the roses, as they say. And this past year, throughout this whole stroke recovery thing and walking away from my job, I was walking my bulldog around the block because that's as far as I can go. I was walking around the block and we were walking past a rose bush. And I actually laughed to myself because I thought, yes, Rachel. Like I was like responding to myself like, yes, you have to stop and smell the roses. That's what you have to do. So I did. I stopped and I smelt a few roses on the rose bush because I was proving a point to myself that this is what I need to be doing right now in my recovery. And this is what we should all be doing. When we notice something that maybe we had another plan, like, oh, I need to get the dog walked because after that I'm going to go in and I'm going to do this or that. I'm going to vacuum. I'm going to do whatever. Like, just stop. Just stop and smell the roses. Stop and take a picture of the sunset or take a picture of the bird that's in the tree that you just are strikingly close to or something. So my program helps me to appreciate the little things when there are big things that seemingly have dropped a tarp over my life. So this listener challenge is about changing that narrative. Each day, I want you to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. This is what I do with my sponsees in my sobriety program, but it goes so much further beyond that people have really begun to, even I think people in the medical field have acknowledged the benefits of doing these gratefuls. It's simple, right? But don't underestimate the power of this very small act. I've been practicing this tiny act for over 5 years, and because of it, I've developed a habit of seeing the good in most things. And it can become a habit just like brushing your teeth if you do it at the same time every day. So I do it right before I turn out my light to go to bed. I used to send a text to my sponsees and my sponsor, and I would just list 3 things I was grateful for, and then I'd turn out my light. And they would text me theirs, but because of my vision and my head discomfort that really seems to hit a climax at night right before I go to bed, probably because I do this podcast at night before I go to bed, I stopped texting my gratefuls, but I still do receive my gratefuls from my sponsees, which I absolutely cherish. So thank you. I know you're listening. But what I do instead now is I do a little self-talk gratefuls. So I still, before I turn my light off, I sit with my eyes closed and I think about 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I'm actually kind of almost even whispering to myself what they are, because I really want to take the time, pause, and acknowledge what I'm grateful for. It's not something that's like, yeah, I'm grateful for this, and move on. It's actually something that you want to take some time with. That's the point of it. The point isn't to check it off. It's an exercise. Just like if you were to lift weights, you're not just gonna pick up the lightest weight there is and do curls 10 times and then put the weight down and check it off that you did it. You actually you have like a program, right? You have I've been doing this for several months. I'm at 25 pounds for 12 curls 3 times, that kind of thing. So put the work into it, and that's how you get results when you're doing weightlifting. It's the same thing with the gratitude list. You really need to pause, take the time, and put the work into it, and you will see the reward on the other side. You will. So the benefits of gratitude are immense and well documented if you go out and look. It's not just about feeling good in the moment of determining what you're grateful for on any given day, but regular gratitude practice can enhance your mental strength, reduce stress, and may even improve your physical health. It helps me be creative. I know that may sound weird, but I think about, when I do it, I'm thinking about, okay, what happened today? And most likely I will think of something that was negative that happened during the day. It could be something not terribly negative, but that's just I'm a human being, and that's what happens. My brain goes to negativity. And what this exercise does is it allows me to reanalyze what happened, to actually be like, oh, okay, I don't know, I cut my finger. Well, that's terrible. What what good can come from cutting your finger? Well, you know what? This is funny. This is what it did for me. I cut my finger. This is a true story. I cut my finger on the weekend that I was supposed to go get my nails done. Okay. I get my nails done every 2 weeks, and I do it, well, because I like to be fancy, and also because it keeps me from like picking on my hands. I'm a picker. I know that's gross, but I am. And so I get my nails done. Well, I cut my fingers, so I couldn't go in and have them like have chemicals near my open wound. It was a really bad cut. So I had to wait a week to get my nails done and wait for my finger to heal. Well, what possibly could be good that I could think of, that I could be grateful for from that, you ask? Well, what I was grateful for is that it allowed me to wait an extra week so that I could go get my nails done with my daughter when she got into town. So, see how it goes? That's how it happens. But it takes tons of practice. And it's like a daily vitamin for your brain, nurturing positivity and mindfulness. And I am living proof that it can flourish into a healthier and happier mindset if you practice it. But again, I do it every single day, and I've been doing it for years. So it is to me like brushing my teeth. It wasn't always like that. My first sponsor in sobriety asked me to do these 3 gratefuls, and I mean, it took me a couple years to get into the habit of doing it. So be gentle with yourself. It's not easy in the beginning to remember to do it, but I have a couple tips for how you might remember to do it. So how do we make gratitude journaling a habit? Here are some tips. So first, keep your journal accessible. Now, I say journal, but I know everybody's got a phone now. So use your phone, put it in your notes, like the notes app on your phone, or you can go into your calendar, which I think is a really cool idea. Go into your calendar and add an event and just put in the notes of the event, like just make the event gratitude and then put in the notes what the 3 things are. And not only will it be there for you to access later, but it's just a really nice way of organizing it and being able to maybe look back and think, oh, this happened on Saturday. Hey, I wonder what I was grateful for on Saturday. I don't know. It's another idea if you'd rather do it digitally. Whether you do it on your phone or you do it in a paper journal, you can stick it by your bed like I do. That's what I was doing when I was texting it because I always have my cell phone by my bed. So you could in the morning, if you have a desk, if you're working at home or in the office, you can put your journal on your keyboard before you wrap up in the evening so that when you come in the morning, it's right there and you can write that down. I actually did a stint, and I've talked about this before, where I was driving in an hour and a half to work and my brain was crazy when I was driving in. So the first thing I would do when I got into work was I would write in a journal, and it didn't make any sense. I didn't care about like storytelling or anything like that. I was just writing all of the crap that was in my head, like a brain dump, and it really helped me to be able to move on and focus on work and let go of all of the obsessive things that I was thinking about on the ride in. But the way that I remembered to do that was I had my journal sitting on my keyboard before I started working. So you can also put it by your coffee maker. It would be a great thing to do in the morning with your morning coffee. Or you can put it by your toothbrush. You might actually brush your teeth longer. The recommended 2 minutes, 30 seconds per quarter of your mouth if you are writing in a journal while you're brushing. I don't know if that's good to do. You might miss some crevices in there, but yeah. So another idea is to have a gratitude buddy. And that's how I really see my sponsees, as we were gratitude buddies. So we kind of held each other accountable. Like, it's not like I was like, where's your gratitude? Where's your grateful for today if they didn't send it, but when you're getting other people's gratefuls, it's more attractive to send one back. And I really find it to be a fun way to get to know my sponsees and to hear about what they're doing every day, and it also allows me to stay in tune with their sobriety and where their head is. So it's just a fantastic exercise that I couldn't be more of a fan of. So next, you can set a reminder on your phone or on what we call the Bezos device. You can set a reminder. We set alarms for everything else, so why not set an alarm for something that's going to boost your well-being? Um, okay, and then next, be specific in your grateful. Instead of writing something like, I'm grateful for my friends, then maybe you want to just write down, I'm grateful for the laughter with a friend over lunch today. So being a little more specific about the experience that you had. Next, avoid venting in your gratitude. Don't write something like, I'm grateful I didn't punch my boss in the face. Yes, you know who I'm talking to. But instead, find a grateful in what you may have learned from that experience. I'm grateful for the patience that I'm learning when I'm interacting with when I interacted with my boss today in his office or something like that. And then finally, dive deeper. So reflect on why you're grateful for these things. And this can provide insight into truly what brings joy into your life. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I feel like social media is drowning in quotes these days, but they can be incredibly inspiring when it comes to doing your gratefuls. Here's a quote to get you started. You can think about this one. The quote is, gratitude turns what we have into enough. And you can ponder on that while you write, or you can just Google gratitude quotes or Google whatever. And these kinds of quotes you can use them as a prompt to peel away new layers of gratitude that maybe you wouldn't think of when you're just kind of sitting down to do it. Sometimes it's a struggle, you can imagine, to be like, I don't know. I'm grateful for being able to have a new coat, but you have to put in the work to make it something that is truly something that you're blessed with. And don't forget to, before you start doing this month, write a quick note down about how you felt about doing the gratitude challenge, what you feel about yourself and gratitude, your relationship with gratitude before you do it this month. And then afterwards, at the end of the month, write down a reflection on how you feel afterwards. How did your relationship with gratitude change? Is a gratitude journal something that you want to keep doing? Look at it as just something to try out, like trying a new food. Try it, see if you like it. If you don't like it, then stop doing it. But I really have found it to be something very inspiring and keeps me super positive. This positivity that I have that people tell me all the time. Actually, I have a friend. I mentioned her in a previous episode not too long ago, how she said, you can't be positive all the damn time. Well, I can. I really can. And one of the reasons why is because I do this gratitude journaling every day. So, are you ready to take on the gratitude journal challenge? Please do it with me. Let's make this month a testament to the abundance in our lives, to the everyday miracles, the everyday serenity and joy that we might overlook. Um, I want to look at what I've gained in my life over the past year, what I continue to have, and the opportunities that are growing in my life rather than what I have lost. And I want to appreciate the growth and joy right in the middle of the struggles. And what better way to do that than before you go to bed or when you wake up and you're drinking your coffee, to think about something that you may have struggled with yesterday or today, and figure out what is the growth and the joy that's inside that struggle, because there's something in there, and it's up to you to find it. So share your experience with me if you'd like to, how you think the gratitude journaling is going for you. If you have any feedback, whatever, send me an email at Rachel@Recovery Daily Podcast. Fill out the contact form on my website if you want, or you can reach me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Just send me a private message. It's fine. Any of those ways is fine. I don't have a lot that I do in my life, so I will get your message and I will respond rather quickly. So I would love to hear about the shift in your mindset that you notice during and after this gratitude listener challenge. So as I close today's episode, I'll leave you with another quote that you can think about pondering on. You can ponder on pondering on. And the quote is, "Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul." And there's a million of them out there. So just Google. I don't typically do my gratefuls based on a quote, but there's a lot of really nice quotes out there that may just inspire you to write, inspire you to find a couple words that otherwise you probably are, it often feels like I'm just too tired to do this, so look at a quote. It'll kind of make you feel a little more creative. So until next time, keep gratitude in your heart, and this month, jot it down every day. And if you enjoy this challenge or you have stories to share, just send me a message, please. And I would be happy to also feature your story or anything else that you would like to talk about on our next Your Stories, Our Journey segment, which I haven't yet totally talked about yet. A little bit, but not a lot. So thank you so much for listening. I look forward to journaling with you our gratitudes for this month, and I'll share mine with you. How about that? And feel free to share yours with me. And I will talk to you tomorrow.